Well, hello. Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people. I'm ThatTaffer, and this is something I've been alluding to for a while in a couple of my videos, and I've finally broken down in my nostalgia and decided to do a small little offshoot Let's Play series of Tribes RPG, which will not be interrupting the schedule at all of the normal playthroughs that I'm currently doing. However, this is something that I really wanted to share with everyone. It's something that is very special to me. It's something very nostalgic, and that is sort of what this entire series, these Let's Plays, are all about. My nostalgia. Because I love the old games, and I miss the 90s. This is Tribes RPG, the link to which, and information as to how you can acquire this will be in the link down below. It's completely free. And I know, it looks like hot garbage, especially because I'm playing with the software renderer because I can't get OpenGL to work on my rig for some reason. And, yeah, this is actually a mod for an old game called Star Siege Tribes, which was an FPS-Z captured the flag shooter, where you had a jetpack, 3 armor types that you could use, and a whole bunch of weapons, and, you know, just it was the first competitive shooter that I ever played. Frankly, one of the only competitive shooters, if not the only competitive shooters that I regularly played. It's the only one that ever captured my heart and imagination. But there was a mod that I had discovered, I remember, about a year into playing Tribes, called Tribes RPG, and I saw those servers, and I was like, well, that sounds cool, RPG, that sounds neat, and I went to try to join it, but I never could, because I had to download the mod, and the mod was 80 megabytes? Now remember, this is back in the 90s, all I had was dial-up. 80 megabytes was prohibitively massive for me. There was no way I could ever download that much data. And, so I just never did. I ultimately did overnight. It took like a day, I think, in order to actually... Oh, Atreus joined. To actually download the entire thing, but... You know, Sorry. Atreus, my boy Atreus. What level is he? 54. Man, he's way ahead of me. Oh, and here's the thing about this mod, too. People still play this. Phantom, he's the server owner. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Phantom's the server owner. That's Atreus. He's a cleric. He just joined us yesterday, and we have a couple other old-timers, Face of which is the highest level. There's several different classes in the game, which I'll show in the coming weeks as we play through this. And each of these classes, you can reach a certain level, and then you remort, which means you go back to level 1, but you're more powerful. Your stats are all boosted. And you go through it all again. And it sounds repetitious, but obviously you get a lot faster at leveling up each time you remort. We're going to go ahead and head back up to the mines. I've never remorted in all of my time playing this game. It's just something... I have always reached like level, I think 70. I think I got up to the Minotaur layer once. And I've seen the Ubers before. I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of the other videos or playthroughs that I'm doing right now, but hey, screw it, we'll mention it now. And, well, I saw that the server was still up, and I thought, well, hell, might as well take a look at it. And amazingly, people are still playing it. Quite a lot, as you see by chat over in the upper left-hand screen. In fact, earlier today, I think the server had like 12 people on. Oh, 12 people for an MMO, that's nothing. Well, yeah, but this is a mod for a game that died in the early 2000s. It's amazing that there's anyone still playing this, and the fact that it's still being actively developed. That's right, actively developed. Phantom has been running this server for a decade, if not longer. Actually, yes, longer. Much longer. The server reset in 2010, but then he just kept on adding to it, and he kept... modding the mod and adding all of these features, many of which are I couldn't imagine playing the game without half of the features that he's added. So my hat's off to Mr. Phantom. But if you click press O, it kind of gives you like all of the information that you need to know about this mod, where you can download it from, its wiki, and all of its basic starting advice. You know, just starting like fuck me. What am I trying to say? The newbie guide, basically. How SP works, how remorts work, how you can get back to town if you fall off the edge of the map, because it is a limited map, it's not infinite. All of that stuff. And I will tell you that the early game sucks. It's extremely boring in the early game because all you're doing is standing there getting your ass kicked by goblins. But later on, it becomes a lot more active, a lot more tactical, and a lot more fun. It's still, obviously, you know, it's a mod of a game that's designed to be a first-person shooter. So it's, you know, it's not, like, amazing stuff. But when you consider its engine, and you consider what the original game was intended to be, and it's actually quite amazing that they were able to mod it to become this huge world. So I am presently in the Ogre Mines. Oh shit, there's a summoner. I'm presently in the Ogre Mines, which is kind of the most challenging area I've experienced since I've restarted the game, obviously. And it's the first time that I've actually had to maneuver around enemies in order to avoid their hits and stuff. And I thought that was, wow, really cool, because up until this point, I've pretty much just been standing there and it's been a game of dice rolls. And now I actually have to actively try to avoid these enemies in order to avoid damage. And the reason I'm not taking a ton of damage right now is because I cast shield on myself. But once that wears off, these guys hit me hard. I'm playing as a paladin, so I'm able to solo stuff like this. Normally, you'd probably want to carry someone else with you who can help you survive. Either that or play a ranged class and glitch them on these lanterns here, and they'll just kind of get stuck along the wall because their their AI is not good. There's not much you can do about that. It's based off of bot AI from the original Tribes, which was abysmal. But again, the fact that this game has AI at all is fantastic, and the stuff that Phantom has added is far beyond the capabilities of what was in the original modification. These enemies can throw you across the room if you allow them to get too close to you. In fact, I think Dreadnoughts occasionally do it. It's rare, but they do it. They'll use the same command that you have at your disposal, shove, and they will literally throw you across the room. Then there's the mages who can summon other enemies. There's the archers, which are a pain in the ass. I can try to dodge these projectiles, but I'm too busy talking. Probably can't see anything on the screen, I'm sorry. It's a very dark game. Half of the battle is trying to keep the enemies in a place where you can actually keep track of them. And the other thing that you can do is that's pretty cool, and there's something that Phantom added, is you can actually construct buildings. So, and I just found this out, there's a very rich vein of ore at the top of the stairs that somebody had built. You can go all the way up there, and there's a little speck of light you can see, kind of where my center cursor is, and there's 4 veins of ore. Ore is something that's in almost every dungeon, and you can actually mine. There's actually an ore down here, vein down here. Where's my... oh shit, I skipped my pickaxe. And you can actually mine it, and you can use that to construct either items, potions, weapons, armor, or, nowadays, buildings. Which I think is really cool. That is not something you could originally do at all. Oh shit, I've been phased into the ore. There it is. So, yeah, pretty fantastic. Jin and I also started playing this again over the weekend and had a freaking blast with it. I was playing for 3 hours yesterday. I didn't even realize it. 3 hours. Yes, 3. 3 hours that I could have been doing, you know, spending actually creating the content I'm supposed to be creating. But hey, you know what? We're here now, so we might as well take a look at it and enjoy it. And there is a lot of history to this mod. A ton. It was originally made by a guy named Matthew Bouchard, and he went by the name Jeremy Irons. Apparently he didn't know that was the name of an actor back in the day. It was just sort of a pseudonym that he had come up with. I think he made this mod, he only made it for about 3 years, I think, from whenever its inception was all the way up to about 2002, and then he disappeared off the face of the planet. He just stopped making the mod. So in comes Phantom, and he picks up where Jeremy Irons, Matthew Bouchard, left off, and made it his own, and has been running the server since then. So that's at least 16 years that Phantom has been actively creating this mod, adding to this mod, and hosting it on his server. For all intents and purposes, it is his mod. This is his work now. All of this stuff that we're seeing here is either expounded upon by Phantom or created by him and some close friends. Originally, there was only one map for Tribes RPG. Just one map. Now there's like 5, including the original map, which is a hell of a trip. In fact, let me get back up here. Let's finish leveling up, and then I'll go show you the original map as it used to be. So, let's just grab ourselves another ogre and see if we can't... There we go. There he is. Oh, shoot. I didn't... Cast shield. There we go. Yeah, there we are. That's pretty neat up there. You see in chat, we've got a new guy being mentored by an old player. I mean, it's incredible that this is still active. And this is on a Sunday. So it's actually a lot more active in the like Saturday in the evening hours, because as obviously no younger people play this. It's played exclusively pretty much by 30-year-olds and late 20 millennials who are pining for the days of yore, back when gaming was gaming, men were men, and things actually had challenge and difficulty to them. And there's a lot of systems, I think, that are in this mod that a lot of modern RPGs and MMOs could probably take lessons from. For instance, the remorting system makes it so that there's constantly old players running through the content designed for new players, because they have to remort, go back in time, basically, and re-experience the game as level 1 with slightly boosted stats. And then they usually run around and they end up helping the other newbies who are in the area. It's really a neat system, and it's not something that you see very often. The closest I've seen to something encouraging, an MMO that encourages players to run through old content with the other, with new players. I don't know if any of that came out correctly because I can't hear myself talking in these headphones. They're noise canceling. Is Guild Wars 2. That's the closest I've seen come to a game, MMO that, wow, encourages... Shit, sorry, I'm panicking. Hold on, hold on. Come on, come on. Yeah, I hope he doesn't charge me. There. Alright, let's go heal up. Over here. Hopefully no ogres have escaped. Alright, let's heal. Anyways, the only other MMO that I have seen actually do something vaguely similar where they encourage experienced players, high-level characters, to run with low-level tunes is Guild Wars 2, because everything is horizontal progression in that game. There is no vertical progression. That is to say, it's not about power levels and stats. The progression in that game is based mostly on cosmetics, aesthetics, and things that make you look more pleasing to the eye and unique and stand out from other players. So this game, it's still very much about vertical progression, but because of the remort system, your character becomes more efficient the higher remort level they have, so you're encouraged to restart your character, so to speak, every time you hit max level as a remorted character with like a multiplier, like 0.1, and then you remort again as 0.2, etc., 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 until you've got a character who's twice as powerful at level 1 as he was as a remort level 1. It's hard to explain. Basically, exponential power growth is incurred when you remort. So, like I said, I'm just going to finish leveling up here, and then we're going to head back to Keldrin, sell some shit, and take a look at old Keldrin real quick. And just because we're in the mines right now, and these are the new mines. These are the mines as they existed from like 2003 onwards with new Keldrin. Old Keldrin still had architecture from the original Tribes game. This is all custom stuff in this one. Dreadnought and a Halberdier. I can handle them. Just cast Divine Shield. Alright. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, the Dreadnought's gonna jack me up. Alright. Just gotta... This axe is powerful, but it is slow. I'm not sure that the power trade-off is worth how slow it is, because if I miss a hit, which I often do because my stats are garbage... I didn't properly level this character. Oh shit, he's disappeared. It's a buggy game. It's a very buggy mod. Nothing game-breaking, just mostly pathing and falling through the floor. You know, typical 90s stuff as we have seen with Daggerfall. It seems to be just kind of part and parcel of these older games. Just part of the experience. Gotta hunt ourselves another ogre. Hopefully not a mage. Oh shit. Summoner. Let's get away from that. I don't need to deal with a summoner. That's a problem that quickly gets out of hand. And we don't have a choice. Alright, well, I guess let's go fight the summoner. He's probably gonna get a zombie or something on our tail. Alright, so the spellcasters... You don't want to screw with the spellcasters. They can nuke you, and they're usually not glass shields. I mean, they take more damage because they're not armored, but you still have to hit them. Luckily, their melee is garbage, and this one's a summoner, not a mage, so it's not too bad unless he squeezes a summon off on us. Plus, they can... Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about with the glitchiness. That doesn't actually happen often. I hope that's not leaving a bad impression. Anyways, let's take this out. Yep, there's Phantom. He's logged in. Just constantly developing this game. It's honestly incredibly impressive. A lot of dedication, and I think that he would have a future in game development if he decided to pursue it. Oh, shoot. Oh, our friends teleported up here when they fell through the floor. Okay. That's unexpected. Alright, can't pick up any of that shit because I'm carrying too much of something. Probably those gems. I'll have to take a look at my inventory. Oh, that hurt. Heal, heal, heal. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's just go ahead and head back to town. And I will show you... Oops. I will show you the old Tribes RPG, just real quick. As we run back there. This is a game, this mod, it really does mean a lot to me. It's basically as formative to me as Daggerfall was, as essential to my being as a gamer. It's my first true MMO. Well, I don't know if you'd call it true MMO, but it is my first MMO. Oh, another player just joined. And one of which I have extremely fond memories of staying up late, eating bowls of macaroni and cheese, and drinking a soda. Ooh, I owe myself a soda tonight, by the way. I've been pretty shitty with my diet this week, so I might as well ruin it slightly further by having a 150-calorie Pepsi. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that, and then I'll finish the story. Pepsi. Ruin your teeth and your guts. Anyways. And the point is, with this being such a formative experience in my life, I'll have to add some music to this exploring the world parts. I remember Phantom. We were gaming 20 years ago, Phantom and I. I was OldRusty back then, and I am now. Actually, this character's name is OldRusty. He still has him saved. He has all of it. In fact, we're having a little congregation here. We got Phantom, we've got Bob, Atreus. Right. Yeah, it's just cool to see all these guys, and they're still playing the game, chatting and adventuring and having themselves a grand old time. But I said, also, this fucking music that's playing right now, it's an original composition. I fucking love this. Alright, anyways, what I wanted to show you is you can go into this house, and you've been sucked back in time. And you look out this window. I discovered this yesterday, and a little tear appeared in my eye. This is Old Keldron. Old Cauldron. The original Tribes RPG map, as it existed back in the early 2000s and late 90s. These 6 buildings with a river right over yonder. I don't know where exactly the river is. I don't quite remember. I think it's over there. And it has the original mines as they appeared back in the day. Horses weren't in the game. That's actually the newest addition. It's the newest thing that they've added. Yes, I know the graphics are atrocious, but this is one of the first, 3D games in existence. And then, of course, the town phases into existence in the old map. But if we go northwest, no, that's the river. Southeast, I think it's southeast. Yeah, this way. I recognize the landmarks. If we go this way, you will approach the mines as they existed back then. The mines are the first zone that you level in all of the, in both the original and the new Tribes RPG maps. New as in newer than this one. And there it is, right there, off in the distance, kind of to the right side. And that's the original architecture from the old Tribes games. So this is using assets from that time. I don't know if any enemies are actually in the mines, but yeah, this was the first thing that I saw back when I first played Tribes RPG. Obviously, I'm far more used to the newer map because that's the one I played more of, but this is where it started. You go down here and there's gnolls, which they might not even spawn because I'm a much higher level than they are. And it's really neat to see. And you can go up to Fort Yolanda. It exists on this map. I think pretty much everything exists on this map as it once did. And I mean, my hat's off to Phantom, basically. And I know I'm pretty much just gushing over this. I'm fanboying. It's a completely schizophrenic, chaotic mess of just I'm pouring shit out of my mouth. My love and adoration of this mod, however, cannot be overstated. It really can't be. And the fact that this guy has kept this running for all of this time is goddamn amazing. It really is. And you know what? This mod is worth your time. If you are into old school gaming, if you are into old school RPGs where you actually had to cooperate, where there's a sense of adventure and of danger, if you can put up with clunkiness, you should join us, man. You really should. Because this shit right here, this is old school cool, man. It really, really is. Anyways, I'm going to head back to New Cauldron. I'm going to keep leveling up and dicking around. And I'm going to continue to gather footage for a little kind of historical documentary type thing that I'm doing for this mod. Because it's got a lot of interesting stories behind its development. It's got a lot of meaning to a very small subsection of gamers, but you see them crop up. If you look on Reddit and you search Tribes RPG, you will find dozens upon dozens of posts of people reminiscing about this mod that exists mostly in our hearts and our memories, but has been carried on by one individual who just happened to make it a hobby. I think that's fucking fantastic. I really, really can't overstate that. Okay, I'm gushing. I've gone on entirely too long. We're approaching 26 minutes here, so it's time for me to go. Check this mod out. And if you don't want to play it, just wait a month or two, and I'll have the documentary out. There's a lot of interesting stuff about this mod, and I can't wait to share it with you. This is ThatTaffer signing out.